It's low key, and I say I am Mr. Superfax. I hate having to fucking hold my phone up when I'm making these videos. This shit is so annoying. Alright, man, this kinda might be a continuation of my last video, kinda not. Whatever. You know, today's topic, damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, if you listen and pay attention, if you're a spiritual person, you will receive the messages that this punk ass simulation and these low vibrational entities, you'll receive the messages that they give to you. And you'll also receive, messages from a divine source and things of that nature, right? But you have to, the more you put the work in, you go within and you put the work in, the more sensitive your soul becomes, right? And, for better or for worse, I have a very extremely sensitive soul, you know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person that, you know, when I commit to a person, I'm there for them no matter what. If we get into an argument, you know, give me a day or two. It's not like I'ma just, leave you out to dry. Give me some time to regroup, get my energy levels back right. Because whatever you want to call them, chosen ones, empaths, you know, whatever, most spiritual people that have reconnected with their souls, they need that time alone because we go out into the world, and this world and these people in this world drain us of all of our energy that we started with in the morning. So we have to go home. We don't have nobody to cipher or siphon energy from other than source. So, and to tap into source, you have to be isolated. You need to be alone. You know what I'm saying? That's the most efficient way. Same way you go home and you put your phone on the charger and you leave it. Because if that's the fastest way. A lot of times if you turn it off and leave it on a charger, it'll charge the fastest. Opposed to if you're put your phone on your charger, but while you're charging your phone, you're watching YouTube videos or playing music or playing video games, it's not going to charge as fast or recharge as fast. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing when it comes to like, a spiritual person. We need to be when we're drained of our energy, we need to be left alone. We wanna leave. We wanna walk away. So we have to regroup spiritually. And a lot of people, a lot of fucking narcissists, a lot of lower vibrational people, a lot of ignorant, people, they don't realize this. You know what I'm saying? So they take it as like disrespectful when they just can't either relate or they're not willing to, try to understand what's happening with that person. Me, I ask questions. I don't assume shit ever. I take it as disrespectful when somebody tries to like when somebody assumes that I'm gonna assume anything. I ask questions. I take it offensive when people get mad if I ask questions. I ask questions and I make observations and you know, I gather information on, the individuals that I'm dealing with based on the simple questions that I ask, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel like you should carry it. I don't think anybody should be assuming shit. I don't think anybody should be judging anybody. Um, and it's as simple as that, right? So, the last couple of relationships that I've been in, I've been damned if I do. And it's friendships, intimate, whatever. It doesn't matter. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. It's this, I'm hyper aware to patterns, and it's just this constant pattern. And I'm sure other people have been through it where it's like, the truth is your soul is already whole. It's like your soul is whole. We're down here and we're slaves to this stupid punk ass human vessel that tricks and deceives us every day into thinking we're alone, into thinking that we don't have anybody, and we're we crave, you know, someone else, and that's just not the reality of what's really happening. That's the illusion, right? You know, so your soul, your spirit, your essence is already whole. You know, everything down here is a fucking lie. It's a fucking illusion. You know, it's a fucking veil that you gotta put the work in to see through yourself. You know what I mean? It's something that you have to realize yourself. So you you start talking to people, you get in a relationship or whatever type of relationship it is, and it's just like what I've learned is like this pattern is it's like just two roads, right? Well, if you're gonna deal with somebody, so road number one is you just have to when you're dealing with somebody, you have to conform to them. You have to, you know, you're not necessarily like at first in the beginning it feels like you're allowed to be yourself, and that person's allows you to be yourself, and that's why you're attracted to them. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, this person, I finally found somebody that accepts me for who I am, whatever, whatever, whatever. You know, you feel like they're on your frequency, you know what I'm saying? And being an empath, you know, empaths naturally make other people feel comfortable. For the most part, empaths make other people feel way too damn comfortable. And that's when everything gets ruined. You know, that's when a relationship gets ruined. When a person feels like they can just talk to you however they want to talk to you, step over your boundaries, and not acknowledge your emotions, and when you try to say how you feel. That's when it's like you just the relationship is over. But so like road number one is just basically like it starts off good, but what eventually happens is, you know, you realize, oh, well, the honeymoon phase is over and you're no longer allowed to be yourself. And you basically just have to submit to that other person's, you know, presence or whatever the fuck they got going on. And you have to sacrifice really who you are. Um, you know, your thought, it could be your thoughts, your opinions on certain things, the way you like to the way you like to do things, certain routines, you know, the way you got to sacrifice the way you communicate. You have to sacrifice whatever love languages you have, you know what I'm saying, for this person, simply because you just don't want to be alone, right? Simply because you're literally basically, you know, putting who you are in the fucking trash can temporarily, in the recycle bin temporarily, just because you don't want to be in this world alone. And I personally went through that shit and it was terrible. It was fucking terrible. Um, because at the end of that, that person still didn't fucking, that person didn't appreciate you for who you were, and they didn't even appreciate you for sacrificing, um, you know what I'm saying, who you are. Let's have a real conversation. That person didn't appreciate you for being real and being authentic, and then when you just, you know, conform to them or whatever the fuck you thought that person wanted you to be, you know, they didn't even respect you or appreciate you for that. you know, they want you to conform to them. Let's have a real conversation. So, you know, that's road number one. Road number two is, you know, when you're in a relationship with somebody, friendship, whatever, you're in a relationship and you speak up for yourself. Um, you know, you don't let someone, you know, violate your boundaries. You don't let someone talk to you however they feel like they can talk to you. Um, you know, you don't let other people micromanage your spirit. Let's have a real conversation. You know what I'm saying? You stand on business. Let's call it what it is. You know, you don't let somebody dictate, you know, your personality. You know, and things of that nature. And then what happens is, you know, ultimately, it's like you're gonna end up alone anyway. So, you know, that the majority of people in this world, I don't know what happened in this world. You know, this is one of the realest videos I made in a while. I don't know what happened to this world. I don't know if we're in a different timeline. I don't know what happened to people. People have become so, I mean, they're almost robotic. They're almost emotionless. You know, it's very just people have become very cold. Um and very emotionally retarded. Like, you know how people, the goal is to be emotionally intelligent. You know what I mean? I have a PhD in like just, I have a PhD. Like I have like a PhD in being aware of people's emotions. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm always aware of somebody else's emotions, but just because I'm aware of your emotions doesn't mean I'm going to do what you want me to do. Let's have a real conversation. So either way, you're alone. Road number one and road number two, you end up alone because road number one, you're in a relationship with somebody on paper, but you're alone. You're sleeping in the same bed, but you don't have nobody to really talk to. You don't have nobody to really confide in. You can't be yourself. If you can't be yourself when you have a partner, you're alone. Okay, it's just that's a spare human being. Let's have a real conversation. You're involved. You have a situationship with a spare human being. And road number two, you stand up for yourself, and that person's demons can't handle it. Handle your light. People like us, we have light spirits. We have light spirits. We look. We naturally don't want to, be in the fucking mud like pigs and shit spiritually. We have light spirits. We want to laugh. We want to joke around. We want to have real conversations, and we're down to, um, give people the floor and just be like, well, hey, I'm open. I'm open to, I'm objective. I'm open just to new information. This isn't a situation where it's like, well, this is who I am and you got to deal with it type shit. No, people like us, we're open. We're like, well, maybe I can change, maybe I can upgrade, maybe I can evolve. Um, is that not the entire fucking purpose of whatever experiment this shit called life is, right? Let's have a real conversation, man. And I feel almost bad. The empath in me feels almost bad for those people that just say that, that's like a spiritual cop out. Well, this is just who I am and you got to deal with it. Nobody got to deal with anything regarding you. You understand? So you're already delusional when you let those words come out of your mouth, regardless if you believe it or not. Nobody got to deal with you or nothing you got going on ever. So you need to take a step off that pedestal before, you know what I'm saying, before you fall off. Okay? Let's have a real conversation, man. People really be acting like their shit don't fucking stink, man. And the worst people out here are the people that are aware of their weaknesses, their flaws, um, their low vibrational behavior and activities and shit like that, and continue to indulge in it, continue to um, disrespect their own souls. Let's have a real conversation, man. Those are the worst people. It's different if you're ignorant to your own flaws and things of that nature. Um, but once you develop the awareness of what the fuck is wrong with you, then you're supposed to. I mean, that's literally like that's the source telling you to get your shit together. Let's have a real conversation, right? So either way, you're alone, man. It's a very, very, very extremely lonely path, road, walk for an individual that is just like, that's just loyal to the truth. Let's have a real conversation. For an individual that's loyal to the truth first. I always just felt like, you know, if I'm loyal to the truth, not man, not woman, not child, not law or government or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Whatever cult. If I'm loyal to truth, this is truth. This is how we can prove it. Whatever. Um, like common sense, logic, right? I mean, come on, shit. I mean, shit that we can put together and it's the sky is blue type shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's have a real conversation. And it'll be somebody that's like, oh, the sky is not blue. It's shut the fuck. Anyway, so I just always just felt like that has to be the common denominator. And somebody doesn't respect the truth, then they just don't respect me. You know, and that's how I always felt. So, um, you're gonna be damned if you a real person, if you're a real person, and just the demonic mind games that this simulation has created, and these low vibrational entities that just jump inside people and just cause chaos and destroy relationships and ruin people's lives, and you know what I'm saying, and hold them back, like, you know, sabotage them from, you know, reaching their potential. um you know, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't, because as soon as you tell the truth to somebody that doesn't, I mean, I put the truth on a pedestal. That's about the only thing I put on a pedestal, you know what I'm saying? Let's have a real conversation. So it's like, if we don't meet, you know, if we don't meet at that same frequency, then it's like we can't, you know, there's nothing to there's nothing to really talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I just get tired of it, man. I get tired of being misunderstood. You know what I mean? When you telling somebody the truth out of the love of your heart, when you don't allow somebody to, you know, control you, when you don't allow people to disrespect your boundaries and shit, you know what I'm saying? You act like a fucking how an adult's supposed to act. You act like how an evolved spirit is supposed to act, and motherfuckers get mad and shit. It's like, yeah, fuck you. It's like, fuck you, you know what I'm saying? And shit, you know, it is what it is. Like, I have, like, I was told that my personality or who I am, you know, I'm an acquired taste. And yeah, the truth is an acquired taste. You know, you can tell me the truth even if it hurts. You can tell me the truth 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. If what's coming out of your mouth is a fucking logical fact, you know what I mean? Or on a spiritual level is based in, you know what I'm saying? Like some spiritual truths. I'm not gonna sit up here and argue with nobody. I'm not gonna sit up here and argue. You know what I mean? If somebody is telling the truth, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. Beware of the people that get mad at it. Let's just call it what it is. Beware of those people, because that normally means instantly, that should tell you that their vessel has been uh basically, there's like a fucking bukkake gangbang of just like demonic legion inside of their vessel that they don't have control of. And I always, like, bro, I take pride in having, you know, I know you're not supposed to have pride in all that shit, but I'm proud. I'm proud that, you know, I you know, I'm in control of my fucking vessel, man. I don't got no addictions. I'm not addicted to shit. I'm not addicted to shit. I do whatever I want whenever I want. I'm not a slave to any substance. I'm not a slave to you know, like pussy or bitches, drugs, cigarettes, alcohol, pills. You know, I'm not a slave to, like, I need to be around people all the time. I need company. I'm not a slave to validation. Bro, I fucking leveled the fuck up, bro. And I did it by myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I just remember being a little kid having to hold my hand through the fire. Never had nobody in my whole entire life to fucking hold my hand through this bullshit and say it's gonna be all right. Never had a single fucking person. I had to listen to, the voice inside of myself that said, hey, we just gotta keep going. I don't know if, the voice in my head would be like, nigga, we don't know if we gonna make it. We don't know if we gonna be all right. Can't guarantee none of that shit. We just gotta keep going. I should have been, if I didn't have some sort of like, you know, some sort, just some, whatever it is that's keeping me going, bro, I would have been dead a long time ago. My life would have been over. I don't even know. And if somebody asks me, I genuinely don't even fucking know why I'm still alive. I don't even know why I'm still alive. You know what I'm saying? Other than to just like, connect with people and have real conversations and, try to like, learn more about spiritual shit, what's going on spiritually. Other than I don't even know why I'm still here. I'm be honest with you, dude. I have no, and I don't have any. I feel like, in this life, I feel like I put in a lot of work. Do I want to be reincarnated? No. Do I feel like I'm gonna be recycled? No, I genuinely don't. I genuinely don't, because the things that I've been through, I've detached from everything. Like I said, I don't have the need to do nothing. I have no urge at all. I mean, you get urges, but I have no like, it's like forcing me to do something where it's like I'm fucked up if I don't do it. Like I don't have nothing. Like I'm by myself all the time. Would I like being around people that's like me? Of course. But am I sitting here crying all day while I'm working by myself and I work by myself, I record by myself, I write songs by myself. Like, I'm always by my everything I do, I'm by myself. Am I sitting here complaining? No. You know? Am I running to like substances to like cope with this shit? No, there's no coping going on. Like I naturally just get like, there's more than enough. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm not gonna say like I'm high off of life because that shit just sounds stupid. But it's just like every day I wake up, I put my head down and I just try to figure out how to make it to the next day. And that's it. And without crashing out and without feeling like I need to rely on something to get me through the day. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, like I said, even since I was young, I've never been that type of person that I needed anything ever. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But the problem is, you had good people out here and they try to help, not necessarily bad people, but people that don't want to people that have done the work, and they're trying to help people that don't want to do the work. And that's where the problem begins. You know what I'm saying? And it's just sad because it's like, you know, these people have their fucking head up their asses and years will go by. You'll have somebody tell you something. Have somebody there for you that genuinely loves you, cares about you, and speaks nothing but truth and life and light into your soul, into your spirit, into your essence, into your existence, right? And they're just slaves to their addictions and egos and narcissism and demons. And they'll look up in 10 years, 20 years, and they'll be like, oh, wow, I completely fucked up my own blessings. You know what I'm saying? And some people correct their mistakes, but the majority of people, they just give up. And I've always like I thank the creator for, I've always had a competitive spirit. I've always my whole life, You know, I've had a competitive soul. Like I don't want to not necessarily lose, but I don't want to give up. That was my whole thing. I never wanted to give up. That's why it's like I could work a shitty ass job and like it'll tell a normal person like they'll be working a shitty job with trash pay or whatever and they'll just be like, I'm out of here. They'll just fucking quit. But my dumb ass, like for some reason, I'm just so accustomed to I was just bred in like just trauma and shit. My dumb ass, a person will quit like they'll quit within a month. My dumb ass, it'll take me 6 months to quit because I'm just like, you know what I mean? I'm just like I have a competitive spirit where I'm like, I won't quit until it's like you know what I mean? So it's like the ain't it where they're basically pushing me out the fucking door. You know what I mean? Because I'm really not I don't feel like I'm a quitter at heart. I don't feel like I'm a quitter at heart when it comes to like you know stupid shit like these like economic slavery we call jobs, slave wage jobs, and especially when it comes to people, man, I'm not a quitter. I don't quit on when I tell somebody I'm there for them, when I tell somebody that I love them, when I tell somebody that I care for them, when I tell them that I'm gonna be there for them, when I tell them that I got their back, I don't turn my back on them. I really don't. Regardless of whatever dumb shit they do, unless they try to like, you know, kill me or something, you know, try to physically hurt me or something like that or whatever. But I don't turn my back on people, you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is, you know. I'm just not that like once you know, give my loyalty to somebody, that's it. You know, until they decide that they don't want my loyalty anymore. That's basically how I live my life, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it's that. And it's a lot of, you know, it's a spiritual warfare, man. It's a lot of, once again, you know, the simulation is going to simulate the satanic simulation realm. Okay, that's what, aka Earth. You know, it's gonna be a lot of interference. Okay, because this is punishment. Once you wake up and realize what's going on here, and you say, I'm not going to participate in the distraction, I'm not going to participate in having negative thoughts, I'm not going to, I'm not going to participate in worrying about bullshit, I'm not going to participate in being a low vibrational entity, I'm not going to participate in keeping the drama going, I'm not going to participate in being addicted to fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. You know, once you rebuke all of this stupid shit, um, you get punished. You get punished. I don't care what nobody say. I've been punished. Look at all the people that tell truth. I mean, just simply look at all the people that tell truth on YouTube and social media platforms. Look at how they get punished. Shadow ban, channels terminated, channels don't even fucking show up, notifications don't go out. But scroll over to the people that offer you nothing, that offer your soul an empty plate. So the people that offer your soul a full plate of food, they get punished. Right? And they get virtually crucified. But then you look at the people that offer you a paper plate with nothing on it. Okay? All right? And they get rewarded, and that's what this realm is. It's as simple as that, man. You can just see it. If you can't see that shit, then you must be Ray Charles. Let's just call it what it is, man. You know, but it's not for the weak. Waking up and being loyal to the truth is not for the weak. That's why a lot of people don't make it. That's why a lot of people give the fuck up. A lot of people try to go back to being asleep, right? It's not for the fucking weak. And it's like, you know, things I think I'm like, man, you know, it's like if I had kids or something like I don't even know if I'd want my kids to wake up. You know, if I you know, cause I know everything that comes with it. I know all the constant attacks, you're not allowed to be happy when you wake up. They know what makes you happy. They know the people that make you happy. They know everything about you. These demons know everything about you. The simulation knows everything about you. You know, so when you say I'm not going to play by the simulation rules, then you're going to be punished. You're not going to be allowed, you know what I'm saying, to be happy. You know, the simulation, the simulation is like a bitter bitch. The simulation is like a bitter bitch. It's my way or the highway. You understand? And that's the environment that I grew up in, man. And it's not beneficial. Um, you know, it's not beneficial to a human's existence. You know, let's have a real conversation. So I make these videos for people that can relate to it, people that grew up kind of, you know, going through the same experiences that I did. People that's currently going through the same experiences that I do. You know, I don't worry about anything anymore, you know. It's just like how I genuinely feel in my heart and soul. It's like if my last breath, I took my last breath right now, it would be the best thing. It'd be the best day in the world. It'd be the best thing that ever happened to me. I've lived, I've experienced, I've overstood. You understand? I overstood, you know, and if they do force me to fucking reincarnate or whatever, or I take the wrong step, you know, I make the wrong, you know, whatever, because I'm not going into the light, but I might go down the wrong, I don't fucking know. Might jump in the wrong grid or some shit, and I got to do this all over again, whatever. I do genuinely feel like I upgraded myself a lot from the time I was born, um, you know, to present day, and just the pure fucking dysfunction and chaos that I came from. I do feel like pat myself on the fucking back. I genuinely feel like I turned out to be an extraordinary fucking person. And that's not even on no Kanye shit, you know. That's not even on some like egomaniac shit. You know, when you look at where a person ended up based on, you know, where they came from, you know, that's why they call it trials and tribulations and things of that nature. When you see where they at, and then you look at where they came from and the people that they was the evil people that raised them, and the evil people that they had to go to school with, the evil people that babysitted them, right? Um, you know, all the substances and drug abuse and alcoholism and negativity, the gossip, the slander that they were raised in, and all of this shit, bro. It's like, damn, you know, here's a person that was raised in pure fucking chaos and toxicity, okay? Right? And you got a person here that's just like, they're just all about peace and positivity and helping people uplift their vibrations. And it's not just me, man. It's the majority of people that subscribe to my channel, and the majority of people I've had interviews with over the last couple of years, man. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, but you know what you need to understand is this journey right here is not for a bitch-hearted individual. And you're gonna have to stand on spiritual business 25 hours a day, 8 days of the week. Let's have a real conversation. You understand what I'm saying? um and nobody gonna come save you. Nobody's going to um you know, be there to be compassionate for you. um you know, when you need it, when you're really in those demonic trenches, nobody's coming. You got to figure it out yourself, man. You know, let's just call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. you know. But I will say, all I don't dwell on anything. You know, I just say, I just feel, they say the kingdom of heaven is within, and I just give all my I give all of the chaos to the creator, and I say, here, you figure it out. I just give all the chaos to the creator, and I just say, you figure it out. I don't have no control down here. I don't have no authority or power down here. You understand what I'm saying? That's what makes me me. That's why when I come around, you know what I'm saying, people tell me, people that strangers, people that I don't even fucking know like that, they'll tell me, when you come around, I like when you come around because I don't know, you just make me happy. People have told me that shit before. When I come around, I make people smile, I make people laugh. You know what I'm saying? Complete fucking strangers. If I wore a fucking, I work in customer service, right? And I have regulars, and these people come and they look forward to coming to see me at my job, whether it be, a couple of minutes, or they might stay, a little bit longer, because, I just make people feel, I make people, that lightness, you know. I share that vibration of lightness and light. Let's have a real conversation, and I think a lot of people, man, they just don't know how to tap into that. So when I'm talking to people, I'm sharing my lightness and my light with them. And even though they might not know how to tap into it, if they can still, it can still, my energy can still resonate with them, because you do have to learn. You just gotta, I mean, it's so simple, like you just gotta stop. You just say stop. Whenever you fucking stressing about some bullshit, worrying about some bullshit, you tell your mind and your spirit, stop. You're supposed to be, the leader of your soul. You're supposed to control, your mind, body, and spirit. No one else. No one else supposed to have authority. Um, over those things. No one. Not your fucking parents, your partner, your siblings. No one. No one. No one should be able to control your emotions. Let's have a real conversation. All right. So, it's just like I said, my thing, one of my last relationships I was in, you know, I just let the girl she was a good person, and she had a lot of spiritual potential, but she just wasn't like she was okay with being at her level. You know what I'm saying? When it's like, I'm like, you can climb that spiritual ladder so much higher and evolve and be so much lighter and happier. She always wore like a like a like a kind of like a resting bitch face. I think like the whole resting bitch face, like I think that's your spirit coming through your flesh. Like if you look like a fucking asshole and you scrunching your face up and all of this shit, like naturally, then that means, I just feel like naturally that means like, yeah, like that naturally that fucking demon is coming through your fucking forehead and shit, they're coming through your fucking face and shit. Fix your spirit, you fix your face. Let's have a real conversation, you know? So, I don't respect people that don't want to evolve. I don't respect people that don't want to ascend. It's right in front of you. Your potential is right in front of you. And I've said the same thing to myself. I've said, how can I respect myself if I don't put the work in? I couldn't even respect myself. You know what I'm saying? When I was at such low vibrations, you know what I mean? And chronic fucking just never ending depression and just it was ridiculous. I'm like, bro, I can't even respect my fucking self. You know? So I tell people all the time, all you need to do is pray for willpower, man. Ask the creator, say, listen, creator, I need what I desperately need. I need willpower. I need the willpower to grow and evolve. I need the willpower to change. I need the willpower and discernment and awareness. Um, you know what I'm saying? To realize I'm the fucking problem. And I need you to help me get through it. And that's what I did, and I changed. I did a completely 180. You know what I'm saying? Where I was at, cause I had, you know, I was out of here. I was out of here. My mind was in another world. You know what I mean? Like it was bad. You know, it was bad. I mean, I would sleep all fucking day. Didn't have a job. Just sleep on the couch all day. I could sleep a whole. I could go to sleep for almost a week, and it would just feel like 1 or 2 days went by. It was fucking. It was fucking terrible, man. It was fucking terrible. So that's it. And if you lucky, because I don't know how else to chalk it up. Because there's a lot of people in the true community that I thought that they were in happy, prosperous, loving relationships. Kind of find out, they just as lonely as I am. You got people that's in the true community that's they have partners or their boyfriends and girlfriends or engaged or married or whatever, and they're still lonely as ever because at the end of the day they're with somebody that is not on their spiritual frequency, man. And it don't matter. It don't matter. And it's hard. It's hard to find people that's on your frequency when everybody's already taken by a demon. Let's have a real conversation. And then if they're not in a relationship, these people are broken. These people have been broken, you know? And the only and you can't save them. Only the creator, only the source, you know what I'm saying? You got to look within. Only you can prevent forest fires. Only you can save your soul. It's as simple as that. Only you can save your soul, man. And I have so much empathy, man. I have so much empathy for you know, 'cause the lighter I get, the more negative energy. What's going on, Miss Brittany? The lighter I get, the more negative energy just permanently leaves my vessel. Permanently. It doesn't come back. That's why, when I was younger, I was so quick to rage and get into physical combat. But the older I get and the more, mirror work that I do, it's harder for me to actually like I get the impulse or the urge to punch somebody right in their fucking mouth, but it's hard for me to actually do it now because that energy permanently has left my body. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't give a fuck about jail, none of that shit. I don't care about none of that shit. That shit is a joke. You know what I mean? I don't care about none of that. When somebody disrespect you, you know, it's time to take care of business. You know, if somebody disrespect you, you have to, take care of that. You can't just allow people to disrespect you and walk all over you and cross your boundaries. and violate your spirit and you don't do nothing about it. Okay. And that's how you end up getting recycled. Ain't no spiritual simping going on around here. Let's have a real conversation. So, like me and you were talking about, Brittany, you have to embrace the isolation, which is which goes against every single thing we're taught down here. You have to embrace the isolation. You have to embrace the solitude. Okay. All right. This prison planet. Okay. You have to embrace the solitary confinement down here. You have to embrace um the loneliness, you know? And because the truth is, at the end of the day, the majority of people that's going to be around you, all they're going to do is distract you any fucking way. All they're going to do is bring you down any fucking way. All they're going to do is, keep you stagnant. And it's sad, but it's true. And like I said, I've been lucky enough to find a handful of people on the fucking internet because I don't know anybody in real life. I don't have any friends in real life. Whatever friends that I had in real life, their vessels were open. They had doors open to their spirit. Whenever I'm hyper aware of patterns. Whenever I speak to somebody and the simulation gets notified that I'm happy, it's just all out fucking the agents just start, jumping inside, right? The demonic agents just jump inside of that person and control that person and just destroy our relationship. I don't care what nobody says. It's happened too many times. I've lived it too many times where I'm communicating, interacting with somebody that I like. I actually like them and I'm happy, and then with the snap of a fucking finger, they just don't give a fuck about, how I feel anymore. They don't care about my emotions. They don't care about, their own actions. If they were disrespectful or rude, you know what I'm saying? If they're overreacting, they just don't care. They just become like a full blown narc demon. And I'm just like, wow. It's just like the movie fucking Fallen with Denzel. Azazel, he could not possess Denzel Washington character because Denzel Washington at the beginning of the movie, his spirit was too pure. He was too good of a person for his vessel to be occupied by the demon. You understand? This is a real, in my opinion, you could call me whatever you want, but I've lived it. This is a real fucking thing. I feel like negative fucking entities hop up in people's fucking vessels because they leave it open by, sinning or whatever you want to call it, participating in bullshit, you know, um, and just being at a lower level. Let's have a real conversation, you know. Your spiritual pH is mad acidic, gang. Your spiritual pH is at like a 2, nigga. Let's have a real conversation. All right? Stay the fuck over there with your low spiritual pH and shit, man. All right? Your spirit got acidic diarrhea, gang. Fuck is you talking about? You know? Yes, he said, don't let anyone know you're having a good time or it's over. Yeah, it's sad. And I say that out loud, and people say, oh, you're being superstitious, and they mock me. They say, oh, that's stupid. That's foolish, But it's like I've lived it my whole life. Every single fucking time I've ever say when I say I'm happy out loud, here comes the heartache. Here comes, the pain. Here comes the bullshit, you know. What's up, bro? I can only speak from my experience. I can only speak from my life, and it's a what a miserable realm do we live in? Let's have a real conversation. What a fucking miserable realm do you live in when you're not even allowed to express your happiness? When you're not even allowed to express your own fucking happiness because you know as soon as the devil hear that shit, it's over. How pathetic of a realm is this, right? You know? And then you ask the ultimate, same questions like, well, why the fuck would the source allow this? Why would the source allow that? Why would creator allow that? You know? So these are questions that we might never know. Let's have a real conversation. Why would creator allow you to bring children into this world with somebody that is ultimately a piece of shit? Hey, why would he allow that to happen? Why would he allow all of this human trafficking to go on? Why would he allow all of this shit? Why would he allow fucking inflation to be like this? Why would he allow all of these evil ass people to be our rulers? Why? Why would creator allow that shit? You know? And the only thing that I take away from this realm, and the reason why I feel like I'm not gonna come back here, is just detachment. That's the final boss. Detachment. You have to just everything, fucking everything. You know, even a person you love, you can't even be attached to him. Hello, even the person you love, you cannot even be attached to them. Even your children, you can't be attached to them. You can love them, you can be there for them, you can care about them, you can cherish them, but you can't be attached to them. You can't be attached to anything in this realm. And it's hard because you have to maintain that um, perspective every single day. It's a full time job maintaining detachment. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so easy to get caught up, in a new relationship or a new job or a new hobby or whatever the fuck. It's just so easy to get caught up in a brand new distraction, you know? So, yeah, that's the video. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. But, it's just this like, it's a terrible feeling. It's a terrible feeling whenever you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. It's a terrible feeling when you just want a normal life. You just want the same shit that the NPCs got, right? You just want a family. Something as simple as a family. You look around and everybody else is allowed to have a family, but you're not. Why? You know? And and the only thing you can hope for is that the reason why, I'm not meant to have this or that or whatever is because I'm sent here to observe and learn and grow spiritually and not be attached to anything that's going to make me, come back here. Because if that's not true, I'd already told myself. I made a promise to my soul. I said, listen, years ago, I made a promise to my soul. I said, listen, from here on out, I want to be a good person. And I promised my soul I would be a good person, you know? And, but I also told my soul, my future soul, I said, if I come back here, if I get reincarnated, I am going to be the Black Hitler, okay? If they make me come back here in a next life or reincarnation or whatever, you know, after all the fucking the work that I put in and things of that nature, I told myself, I said, listen, I'm gonna find a way to remember this promise I made myself in my past life. And I'm going to be a fucking human crash dummy in my next life if they send me back here. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go through everything people like us been through and you detach from everything and you just mind your fucking business and you stay out the way, you don't bother nobody, you don't bring stress to nobody. All you try to do is uplift everybody's vibration and you still get recycled. You still, you know what I'm saying? You still a victim of like a soul trap or some shit like that. Man, fuck this round. Fuck, fuck those, fuck the controllers, the spiritual controllers. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck the dude, you know what I'm saying? Whoever is on the Truman Show side of the game, whoever's in the control room, fuck you, eat a dick. You know what I mean? Die slow. Dead ass, man. All of the motherfuckers in the control room. You know, always, it's just like I just be feeling like I do be feeling like we're a part of the Truman Show, man. And I feel like somewhere, whether in this realm or somewhere, they're just watching us, right? They're watching us on cameras or something, and or it's like we're a part of some just big ass bet, some we're like they're like gambling, on our souls and shit. This person is gonna, low key T is eventually gonna, crash out spiritually. End up having to do this shit all over again. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my mind just wanders into just all like the potentials of what's really going on here, man. Because it's just not organic, man. It's just not organic and this shit don't make no sense, man. So that's the video. I'm just the type of person, man, when I'm there for people, I'm really there and there's nothing gonna change that. Regardless if we argue or if we fight, you know, I'm still gonna be there for those people. I'm gonna be there for those people until they tell me they don't want me to be there for them. That's the type of person I am because the way I was raised, when you raised and nobody's in your corner, when you're raised by narcissists that blame you for everything and your own parents tell you this is your fault so much to the point where you think your first name is your and last name is fault. you know it's on one hand it's just making you just like it's just like this bad guy complex. This trauma. It's like this bad guy trauma where you feel like no matter what you do, you'll never be able to be good. You know what I'm saying? It's like they write this narrative on your soul, and then or it's just like but also at the same time it's like you know it gives you the ability like to make you feel like I would never do that to anybody. I would never make another person just like I would never be so weak to make another person feel like, you know, if something is their fault, it's the end of the world. Like they're a piece of shit just because they make a mistake or they do something wrong or, you know what I mean? There's a misunderstanding or a miscommunication. I wouldn't sit up here and try to make somebody feel like less than a human being because because something didn't go their way or my way or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people that are just fucking evil. And that's there's nothing else to really call it. It's a lot of fucking people out here that are just fucking evil. So with that, it's low key, and I say I am. You know who I am. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. I appreciate everybody for chiming in on the conversation, man. Yeah, yeah, it's past my bedtime. I ain't even gonna lie to you.